Today's class is going to be primarily about moving your hips, really getting the rotations in the thighs, and also feeling the thigh bones come into the hip sockets, which is going to help you angle the shape of the pelvis, which will help you find the lower back. So let's explore this. Come all the way down onto your back. And as you lay down onto your back, separate your feet nice and wide. Take your arms and find any position that allows you to really feel open and expansive through your chest. So that might be goalpost shape. If the backs of the hands are kind of lifting because your shoulders or chest are tight, then capital T out the arms, or find anything in kind of like a snow angel formation. Press your shoulders, the back of your head, your rib cage, and your hips down into the mat. Try to feel the entire spine grounding down. Now, keep the feet nice and wide. Begin to windshield wipe your knees side to side. And maybe you do this with the breath. Every inhalation, let the knees come up through center. Every exhalation, let the knees fall to the other side. Careful, the common tendency is to bring the feet together as you find the movement of the legs. Instead, just keep the feet nice and wide. You just want to feel how your thighs are moving inside of your pelvis and how some of that tension is actually going to start creating the movement of the pelvis itself. So the pelvis finds its rotation side to side, and the thigh bones find their rotation inside of the hips. Okay, then explore this. Can you stabilize the pelvis and just move the thighs? Flex your feet back against your shins. Press the blade of the right foot down. Let's let the knees fall over to the right. This time, watch the left buttock from lifting, and instead find figure four. Cross your right ankle over the top of the left thigh. Really important today to flex your feet back against your shins. That's going to turn on the muscles in the shin and in the quadricep. That will stabilize your knee and allow us to really feel this into the hips. Press the blade of the right foot down. That's the one that's on top. And in opposition, push your left thigh up. As you feel this engagement, what you're starting to feel is the left hip flexor and the outer right glute. Begin to circle your hips. Can you massage your right buttock down into the mat and feel the movement of the pelvis starting to decrease the compression, maybe release your lower back. Keep your figure four, bring the legs up to center. Now hover the left foot off the mat. Left leg comes to 90 degrees, flex the left toes back. Push the blade of the right foot forward. Energetically, you'll start to feel the right hip engage. Spatially, that right knee can begin to move forward and back. So imagine the right thigh is almost like a half butterfly wing. You just start to flap that wing forward and back. And so what you're doing is you're having a conversation. Your outer right hip is making the right knee go forward, and your left front hip, your left hip flexor, is keeping the left knee from drifting farther away from you. Circle your legs. As best as you can, avoid using your hands. We're trying to reinitiate our awareness just into the lower half of the body. More often than not, we dominate our lives and our movement with our upper body. Think about when you're driving in your car. Most of the controls you do with your hands. Your feet, unless you drive stick shift, only press two different pedals. Okay? And then slowly, fully wrap your right knee over your left knee. Grab either on the tops of the shins, the backs of the thighs, or, if it feels okay, the bottoms of the ankle bones. Flex your feet heavy back against the shins. Notice if your tailbone's starting to lift. Extend your thighs forward so that your knees stack directly over your pelvis. If that means you have to bend the legs a little bit more, go for it. And then pull with your hands, oppose with your legs. Push your right thigh forward into your left thigh. Wiggle the hips a little side to side. That should feel pretty nice. Slowly unwind the legs. Let's bring the feet back down to the mat the way we set up our class in the beginning. Keep the feet nice and wide. This time let the knees fall over to the left. Flex your feet back against your shins. Press the blade of the left foot down. Feel that left glute engage. Press the inner arch of the right foot down. Feel the inner right groin engage. Take the left ankle, figure forward on top of the right thigh. Keep the knees over to the left. As you press the blade of the left foot down, oppose that with the right thigh. You're starting to have this conversation, maybe circle around your hips. Massage your left buttock into the ground. From here, keep your figure four, center your legs, and then lift your knees. Find your right leg at 90 degrees from the mat, flex the feet back against the shins, Energetically, you squeeze your right knee in towards your chest. Simultaneously, push your left foot forward and just start to flap the left knee around. As the left knee flaps forward and back, feel the left glute, feel the right hip flexor. Circle your hips. And then fully wrap your left thigh over your right thigh. Grab for the bottoms of the heels, grab for the shins, grab whatever you did on the other side. If this side's tighter, be compassionate. Maybe you have to change it up. Flex your feet back against the shins. Stack your knees first forward over your pelvis so the thigh bones are perpendicular to the mat and the thigh bones can directly sit into your hips. Pull with your hands, push with your feet, and breathe. Maybe wiggle a little side to side. Fully in. Stay for the exhale. Slowly unwind your legs. Plant the soles of your feet down to the mat. Press down into your feet, lift your hips. Press down equally into your big toe mounds, into the ball mounds of the feet, and into your heels. Energetically pull your heels back so that your hamstrings and your glutes both fire up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly release on down to the mat. Hug your knees into your chest, grab behind your thighs. Start to rock the length of your spine forward and back a few times. Bring it all the way up into a seated pose. And then find 90 degrees in the thighs. So thighs find 90 degrees from the pelvis, and then legs find 90 degrees from the hips. So at the knee, there's 90 degrees. At the ankle, another 90 degrees. From thigh to thigh, 90 degrees. Same with the back leg. Flex your feet, heavy back against the shins. Press the blade of the right foot down. Feel the right glute engage. The right knee moves down. Press the inner arch of the left foot down. Feel the inner left groin engage. You can lean back a little. That's going to make this a little less intense, a little more accessible. Slowly, keeping the feet flexed back, roll over your heels, change directions, go to the other side. If you didn't move too much, you should still be seeing now the reversal of the 90 degrees, still 90 in the pelvis, 90 in the knees, 90 in the ankles. If that shifted around, then as we go back and forth, you may want to take a moment and change it, and just do your best to stabilize it. Flex the feet back. Whatever's touching the mat, you press down. Roll over the heels. Inhale, come to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale. If this is starting to feel more accessible, then maybe you get a little bit lighter off the hands. Careful of crunching the sides of the weights. Can you remain long between the rib cage and the hips? If it feels all right, posture your body as tall as you can. Breathe. Come back to center, and let's come into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, or slightly separated is okay. Flex your feet back against the shin so the ball mounds can come apart. Take your hands, grab onto the ball mounds, press your elbows against the inner thighs, squeeze your thighs back against your elbows. So that little bit of oppositional strength is going to teach the inner groins to fire as your arms facilitate a deeper stretch. Press with the arms. Squeeze back with the legs, shoulders down, lift your chest. Close your eyes, take a slow, steady breath in. Stay for the exhalation. Now maintain the shape, but instead of pushing down with your arms, press harder with the outer edges of your feet. Can you actually utilize your glutes to bring the thighs lower? So that should take some of the weight out of the elbows or some of the resistance out of the elbows. Deep breath in. Stay for the exhale. We'll do that one more time. Use your arms, press down into the inner thighs. You're facilitating the stretch in the groin with your upper torso. Squeeze back with your legs. Protecting the inner groins, you fire up by squeezing. Breath in. Stay for the exhale. Relax the pressure off the elbows. Press the blades of the feet into the mat. Now take over with the outer glutes. As the outer glutes press down, feel the thighs get a little bit lower. When you engage the muscles around the joint, you'll find that the body can get much deeper into the pose. So even though your arms facilitate more power into the stretch, using the glutes, you get a little bit deeper. Slowly come back up to center. Let's cross the shins and rise up into a tabletop pose. Lead these actions from the pelvis. Inhale, cow pose. Lift your chest forward. Move your thigh bones into your hips. Try to lift the tailbone back. Start from the pelvis. Exhale, cat. Contract your glutes. Bring the tailbone under. And then just feel that energy rolling up to the spine. Push your hands down and forward. Round your upper back. Inhale, pull your hips back. Lift the tailbone up. Feel that action leading the spine into cow pose. Exhale, cat. Contract your glutes. Tailbone goes under. Feel the hips leading the spine into cat. Few more rounds. See if you can dial this in. Pelvis moves. The rest of the spine through the head follows. On your own. As you get into this linear rhythmic movement, maybe you start to add on. Sway the hips. Move the shoulders. Move the head. Move the neck. See what feels good for you. Find your neutral. Take a breath in. Tuck your toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Pedal out your legs. Sway your hips side to side. So this time, stabilize your upper body. Push heavy into your palms. Shrug those shoulders a couple times. Then attempt to keep the shoulders spatially still as you move the hips side to side. And by isolating the shoulders in stillness and then isolating the movement of the hips, you'll start to feel the sides of the waist open and the outer hips. Let's go high onto the toes. Lift your heels. Pivot your toes to the left. Drop your heels to the right. Press the outer blade of your left foot down. Pull your right hip back. Breath fully in. Stay for the exhale. Center on the inhale. Pivot on the ball mounts. Exhale. Toes to the right. Heels to the left. Press the outer blade of the right foot down. Pull your left hip slightly back. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, bend your knees. Take your thigh bones. Imagine plugging them up and into your pelvis. As the thigh bones plug up and in, feel the tailbone lift. Inhale, float your right leg high. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, kick back. We'll do this 3 times. Exhale, knee to chest. Think of lifting your thigh bone into your pelvis. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, knee to chest. Pause. Let's pulse this. Thigh bone lifts up into the hip socket, then down. Up, then down. Up, then down. One more. Up, hold, breathe in, belly in. Exhale, step through low lunge. Go to your fingertips. Stay on the ball mount of your back foot. Hover your left knee just a few inches off of the mat. Inhale, lower your hips, lift your chest. Feel that on the front of the left hip. Exhale, straighten your legs, round and curl your spine. Inhale, sink your hips, lift your chest. Exhale, straighten your legs, round and curl your spine. Inhale, hips down, chest forward, pause. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Softly hover the left knee just an inch off the mat. You can rest it down if you need, but keep the weight pretty light on it so that you could lift it at any time. Take a deep breath in, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold, hands go to the mat, left foot meets the right foot. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Bend your knees. In fact, take the hands to the thighs today. Push your hands into your thighs. Push your thighs up into your hands. Can you feel the hip flexors turn on? As you feel the engagement on the front hip creases, that should take the thigh bones and pull them back into the pelvis. That will allow your tailbone to swing back, kind of like you did in cow pose. Use that to find the lumbar spine, this little bit of concave curvature at the small of the back. Take a deep breath, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees a lot. Drop your hips and reach your arms. This time, without the use of the hands, if you need it, then go for it. You can put your hands back on your thighs, but can you just feel thigh bones plug back, tailbone goes back. Now, this is a little exaggerated in me, in that deep concave shape. Contract the glutes, swing the tailbone under. Go between those two movements. Thigh bones plug back, tailbone moves back. Exhale, glutes contract, tailbone moves under. One more. Inhale, thigh bones move back. Exhale, stand tall, hands to prayer. Inhale, mountain pose. Take it high. Exhale, hands to heart. Close your eyes. Take a moment, set your intention. Your energy flows where your awareness goes. So breathing consciously, Feeling the breath move through you draws your awareness into the present time experience of the body. To help you through your practice, begin to notice your thoughts. The ability or inability to focus shows you the state of your awareness and the state of your mind. So use a mantra, a single word that you repeat with every breath. In the sutras, it says to meditate on God, to meditate on the sun, to meditate on love, and really to meditate on anything that brings lightness to your mind. Can you consolidate it, one single word that best describes the energy you want to feel for yourself, knowing that you're a conduit, a channel? What energy will you feel first, and then give and share to the people you meet? We don't share what we think we share what we are. And the more we can nourish what we are, the more available we are for the world. Take a full breath in. Let it all go. Arms down. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep up. Look up. Maybe watch the palms touch. Exhale, sweep your arms wide. Bow your hips into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, take both your hands, place them on your right shin, or maybe one hand on the shin, one hand on the thigh. Bend your left knee like a little flamenco. Push down on the thigh, plug the thigh bone back. Notice if your tailbone hooked under, can you find that little cow pose action in the pelvis and the feeling of length in the lower spine? Breath in. Exhale, step back, low lunge. Go to fingertips. Inhale, hips low, chest up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, high plank pose. Squeeze your hands towards your belly button. Exhale, lower halfway down. Get on the tops of the feet. Inhale, up dog. Let's go about 50 to 60% of the up dog, not much. What you want to notice is the pressure on your toenails. Are you heavier on your big toenails? That's more common. So those pinkies are almost rolling. I can show you that almost like a mermaid tail off the mat. Instead, can you balance the pressure from big to pinky toenail? Play with it. Roll the weight from the big toenail to the pinky. Feel how the thigh bones are rotating the hips. When you have that balanced pressure, the inner thigh rotation is going to help open the lower back. Kick into your feet. Now go into your expression. Draw the shoulders back, lift your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to chest. Pause. Take the thigh bone, plug it up into your hip. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, knee to chest. Thigh bone up. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, forward, knee to chest. This time we pulse it. Thigh bone lowers a little as if you hover the knee, and then lift the thigh bone into the pelvis. Knee goes down. It's almost like a little cat back. And then thigh bone goes up, almost towards cow. Thigh bone down. Thigh bone up. Hold. Plug the thigh bone in. Push into your hands. Get as far away from the mat as you can. Step through low lunge. Go to your fingertips. Hover your right knee just an inch off of the ground. Kick into the ball mount from big to pinky toe. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, straighten your legs, round and curl your spine. Inhale, hips down, chest up. Exhale, straighten, round and curl. Inhale, hips down, chest up. Exhale, straighten, round and curl. Inhale, hover the hips, pause. You can hover the right knee an inch or actually lower it all the way down onto the mat, then slowly lift your chest. Can you stay so light on that back knee if it is down that you can lift it at any time? So you're feeling the engaged stretch on the right quadricep, on the right hip flexor. Take a deep breath in, open your chest. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot meets the left foot at the front of the mat. Breath to movement. Inhale, halfway lift. Plug the thigh bones back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Plug the thigh bones back. Exhale, stand, hands to prayer. Inhale, mountain pose. Look up. Watch the palms touch. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Tilt your hips, take your bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe one hand to the left shin and the other hand to the left thigh. Bend your right knee. Squeeze your heel towards your butt. Now push off the shin and pull up. That's going to turn on the muscles in your upper back. Press with your left hand, oppose with the thigh. That will encourage the hip flexor to take the tailbone back. Find your low back. Breathe in. Exhale, step, way back, low lunge. Fingertips down, inhale, hips low, chest up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into high plank pose. Squeeze your hands towards your belly. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, up dog. Feel the balance pressure from big to pinky toe. Exhale, downward facing dog. Here's our flow breath to movement. First, bend the knees, take the thigh bones up. Can you find that action in the pelvis to lift the tailbone high? Inhale, slow. Stay for the exhale. Come back to the mantra. Inhale, right leg high, whatever that word might be. Exhale, pull through, knee to chest. Take one breath, plug the thigh bone in. Exhale, step through low lunge. Hips low, knee low, lift your chest. Exhale, straight legs, round and curl. Inhale, hover the knee, maybe lift the hands, squeeze your legs. Exhale, forward fold, left foot meets the right. Half lift, full breath. Forward fold, empty. Chair pose, can you manipulate the thighs and pelvis? Exhale, stand, hands to prayer. Inhale, mountain, watch the palms touch. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Half lift, full breath. Exhale, left foot steps back. Hips low, chest up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, forward, high plank. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, up dog, balance pressure on the toenails from big to small. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to chest. Pause, plug the thigh bone up and in. Step through low lunge. Hips low, chest up. Inhale. Exhale, straight legs, round and curl. Hover the knee, inhale, lift your chest, maybe hover the hands. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, find the legs, find the low back. Exhale, fold. Chair, inhale. Keep searching. Stand, exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, sweep wide, fold. Half lift, full breath, hands on the left leg. Bend the right knee, exhale, step back. Hips low, chest up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause or inhale, forward to high plank. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Separate your feet nice and wide. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Turn your toes just slightly open and then bend your knees, Malasana frog squat. As you get into your frog, if you have a lot of flexibility, it might cause you to dump the tailbone under. Instead, keep your forearms pressing down into the top of the thighs. Press your thighs up into your forearms. Swing the thigh bones in and the tailbone back. Find the length in the back of the neck and the depth of the breath. Like we did in Baddha Konasana, press your elbows against your inner thighs. Oppose with your thighs. Feel the inner groins engage. Check your knees. Make sure they're in line with the middle toes. If you need to rearrange the angles of the feet, do it. Now, stay lifted. Take some of the pressure. Stop pushing with the arms. Instead, push into your outer heels. Use those outer glutes. Can the outer glutes fire up, starting to open the inner thighs, working the stretch from the inner groin from the strength of their reciprocal muscle, their partner, which is the outer hips. Breath in. Stay for the exhale. What can you soften? The eyes, shoulders, the jaw. Inhale. Exhale, walk it out, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lower down to your knees. Pick up your left knee. Cross it behind and outside your right knee. Open the ankles as far as you feel is comfortable. Squeeze your thighs together. As you squeeze the thighs, crawl up to your fingertips. Take a breath in. Exhale, begin to sit. It's a start to. So you hover, rather than just kind of plopping down onto the mat, hover the buttocks just over the mat so that your glutes stay active. Walk your fingers over to the right. Wag your tail a little side to side. Pulse the shoulders, move your head and neck around. Hover your belly and chest just over your thigh. Breathe. Coming back to your intention. Where does the mind go when the body is under stress? Can you relax what you don't need? Take some of the stress away. But then also begin to practice your mantra, practice controlling the mind under these changing conditions and patterns. Inhale, rise, tabletop pose, unwind. Other side, right knee crosses behind the outside of the left knee. Split the ankles nice and wide, squeeze your thighs. Start to sit your hips back. Hover your hips just above the mat, go to your fingertips. Walk your hands over to the left, wag your tail side to side. Pulse the shoulders, breathe. Hover your belly just over the thigh. What do you feel? Slowly rise up, tabletop pose. Tuck your toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend both knees. Exhale, travel forward, front of the mat. Halfway lift, full breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. As you come into chair, lift up onto your right big toe. Feel most of your weight balanced on that left foot. If you want, you can take hands to prayer here or keep them lifted, which is a little more challenging as it lifts the center of your balance. Now, balance the pressure from big to pinky toe and from inner to outer heel. Once your mind is deeply rooted in the connection of the left foot to the ground, start to lift your right foot up off the mat. Flex your right toes back against the shin, figure 4, right ankle over the top of the left thigh. Same idea we took before. Really important to flex the foot back, push the blade of the right foot down, plug thigh bones into pelvis. That plug, that movement of the thigh bones in, is going to tilt the pelvis so that you can ensure you keep the space on your lower spine. If you want to bring the chest down by tilting the hips. Tilt the hips by pulling the thigh bones in. And everything is relative to the connection of the left foot on the ground. Inhale, mountain pose. Right foot goes to the ground. We're going to switch standing legs. Lift up onto your left big toe. Because you took figure 4, there's a lot of blood flow in that right hip. That should increase your stability and your strength. Lift up your left knee, single-legged Tadasana. Take the left thigh bone, plug it back into your hips. As the thigh bone moves back, can you feel that in the lower spine? Deep breath in. Let's tease airplane pose. Extend your left leg. Start to sweep the left leg back like a pendulum. Lock your body from heel to head, so as the left leg lifts, the pelvis begins to tilt. Feel the right foot, breathe in. Exhale, step back. Inhale, crescent pose. Bend your back knee, get up on the back toes. Hook your thumbs up above your head, pull up on the sides of the waist. Scissor squeeze your legs towards each other. Take your deep breath in. Exhale, sweep your arms down by your sides, turn your palms to face the mat. Lift the back of the heart. Let's lead with the left arm, inhale, star pose. Toes out, heels in. Exhale, horse, hands to prayer. Get your sway going side to side. This is like an elevated and wider version of your Malasana frog squat, but the fundamental knees still want to be in line with those middle toes. Inhale, star. Let's flow this. Exhale, horse, sit. Inhale up. Exhale, sit. With your mantra, breathe it in. Empty out. Fill up. Let it flow. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front. Point your back toes a little bit forward so that the hips turn a little bit forward so that your right knee can stay in line with the right middle toes. Push into the outer right heel. That's going to firm up your outer right glute. Breathe in. Enter into the lunge. Squeeze the right heel back. Feel the right hamstring supporting the right quadricep. Inhale, reverse warrior. Take your hands high. Left hand pushes on the back of the right hand. Firm down into the legs. Lift up from above the waist. Deep inhalation. Exhale, extended side angle. Take your right elbow, firm it against the inside of your right thigh, like we did in Baddha Konasana and in frog squat. Push the arm into the leg, oppose. Squeeze the leg into the arm. Feel the relationship between the inner groin and the outer glute. Turn your belly, turn your chest, breathe in. Exhale, pivot and turn, low lunge. Energetically drag back with your right heel. Inhale. Exhale, standing split. Slide your back foot forward, then lift your back leg up. Bend your lifted knee, squeeze heel to butt. Take a breath in, lift the knee. Exhale, Jiva squat, hide the knee outside your right shin. Halfway lift your chest. Stay for the breath in. Can you find the thigh bones, plug them back, stay for the breath out. Inhale, standing split. Go chest down, leg up. Exhale, Jiva squat, knee down, chest up. Inhale, standing split, chest down, leg up. Exhale, Jiva squat, knee down, chest up. Pause, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Feet together, chest to thighs. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit back. So that right leg should feel super powerful. Lift up onto your left big toe. Shouldn't take as long to dial into the right foot since we've been using it so much. Feel the balance connection on the skin of the right foot. Once your mind is rooted into the ground, lift up your left leg, flex the left toes back against the shin. Exhale, figure four. Hands to prayer. Play with the thigh bones pulling back. Play with the pressure down with the pinky blade so that left glute turns on, moving the knee down. As the thigh bones pull in, tilt your pelvis forward. Lengthen your spine forward. Balance out of the toes between the ball mound and heel. Use every muscle just a little so that nothing is squeezing, stressing, and working too hard. Inhale, mountain pose. Left foot down. Right knee comes up. Take the right thigh bone, plug it back, plug it in. As the thigh bone moves out, you'll feel the tailbone hooks under like cat. As the thigh bone plugs back, you'll feel the tailbone move back, giving you the low back. Breath in. Exhale, kick your right leg straight. Start to sweep it back. Lock your body now from heel to head so that as the right leg levers up, the pelvis and the spine counter lever down. T's airplane pose, breathe in. Exhale, step back. Inhale, crescent. Stack the back heel over the back ball mount. Scissor squeeze your legs towards each other. Hook your thumbs, pull up. Exhale, lean forward, fly your arms by your sides. Find the length from the top of the head through the neck to the back of the right heel. Lead with that right arm sweep. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, horse. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Hold your warrior two. Squeeze your legs towards each other, but push into the outer heels. Feel the outer glute and the outsides of the legs turn on. Track your left knee towards your left middle toes as you enter deeply into the pose. Arms go up. Right hand pushes on the back of the left hand. Inhale, reverse. From the waist down, you go to the ground. From the waist above, you lift to the sky. You become the bridge between the earth and the sky, finding length and space in all sides. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Elbow down on the inside of the left thigh. Push with your left arm. Watch the knee from tracking too far out. Push your thigh into your arm. Feel the glute engage. Take a breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Hands go to the mat. Pivot and turn. Inhale, standing split. Drag with your front heel. Slide through the back toes. Lift up your back leg. Bend your knee. Squeeze your heel to your butt. Bend that standing knee enough that your chest can hover just over your left thigh and that you can find the length in the head and neck. Then work the right buttock to lift the right knee, to lift the right heel. Deep breath in. Exhale, Jiva squat. Hide the right knee outside the left shin, calf or heel. Halfway lift your spine. Inhale, standing split. Chest down, go leg up. Exhale, Jiva squat. Knee down, chest up. Inhale, chest down, leg up. Exhale, knee down, chest up. Pause. Plug the thigh bones in. Find your lower back. Exhale, forward fold. Feet together, front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, crouch, round, curl. Come into a toe squat. Take a moment to find your breath. Whew. So hope you feel the hips, hope you feel the strength of your legs. When you get into your toe stand, those pinky toes will try to slide out. Can you pull the pinky toes in? The ankles will try to split wide. Can you squeeze them in? Then press evenly from the big toe mound to the pinky toe mound. Feel the quads engage. You're getting a nice stretch on the arches of your feet, but also drawing awareness. Go into the feeling. The more we can take the nervous system and start to feel the skin of the feet, the more connected into our foundation we become. The easier it is to find balance when your awareness is centered on that sensation. If this is super intense, you can lean a little bit forward, take some weight into the arms, and lift your hips. If it feels okay, sit up nice and tall. Find the place where you're wonderfully uncomfortable. Place your hands either on the lap or down if you're using them. And then control your breath. 3 breaths. Notice if the mind wants to go. If it's saying, let's get out of this pose, it's too much. This is where your mantra really kicks in. This is where change happens. The more you can remain calm and just witness the sensations, not running from them, not resisting them, but just accepting them, the more you're going to feel that sense of suffering will soften. Fully in. Lean forward. Untuck your toes, open and close, roll the ankles around. Have a seat all the way down onto the mat. Let's get just a little bit more engagement to the outer hip. Ardha Matsyendrasana variation. So this one's not so much about the twist. Center your left knee, point it forward on the mat. Cross your right foot over the outside of your left thigh. Take your left arm, wrap it around the front side of your leg. Bring your palms together, hook your thumbs. Pull with your left bicep, pull with your left side upper back. Now, the upper back and the arm are the resistance. Balance it with the opposition. Push your thigh into your arm. You're going to feel that right hip engage. So the position of the hip is a stretched position, but you're engaging it so that you're actually getting a lot of power, a lot of strength in that position, which is normally weak or normally kind of splayed out. And you can kind of move the thigh away from you and closer to you. Away from you and closer to you. And then slowly let's unwind. Right knee centers, left ankle crosses over the top of the right thigh. Take your right arm, wrap it around the front side of the left leg, palms together, hook your thumbs. Pull with your bicep, pull your forearm against your leg, push your leg against your forearm. Feel that when you're pulling with the arm, when you're leaning with the spine, you're stretching the outer hip, but push with the leg. Engage the outer hip. That's going to give you a little bit more blood flow into the glute. That should feel pretty nice. You can wave that left thigh closer and farther from you, and breathe. Slowly unwind, downward facing dog. So we go through this flow today, breath to movement. Find your feet, find your hips. You feel the feet to connect to the mat. That's your balance. The more you can find center between the big toes, the pinky toes, the inner and outer heels, the more grounded you'll become. Deep breath in, bend your knees, pull the thigh bones up. Exhale, travel forward, front of the mat. Half lift, full breath. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, chair pose, right leg lifts. Exhale, figure 4, hands to prayer. Inhale, plug the thigh bones back. Exhale, tilt your pelvis forward. Soften the foot. Inhale, mountain pose, right foot down, left knee lifts. Exhale, plug the left thigh bone back in it. Inhale, start to straighten your left leg. Exhale, airplane pose, sweep the left leg back. Step back, inhale, star pose. We bring it all the way up. Exhale, horse sit. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend, little bit different now. Now take your arm outside the leg. We do the exact opposite. Squeeze your arm into your leg as if you're trying to collapse the knee in towards the arch, but don't let it happen. Push your leg into the arm. Feel the right buttock hug in. Can you keep it hugged in? One more time, reverse. Inhale, reach up, reach back. You start to notice whether that knee collapses. Keep feeling that pressure of the outer glute engaging in and the right knee sweeping open. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, standing split, left leg lifts. Exhale, Jiva squat. Halfway lift, find length. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, straight to chair, left leg lifts. Exhale, figure four, cross and sit. Inhale, thigh bones plug back. Exhale, pelvis tilts forward. Inhale, mountain, left foot down, right knee lifts. Exhale, plug the right thigh bone back and in. Inhale, start to straighten your right leg forward. Exhale, sweep it back, airplane pose. Soft touch. Inhale, star pose, we sweep open. Exhale, horse sits. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. So this one you just noticed. What did the left knee just do? Exhale, extended side angle. Left arm outside the leg. Squeeze your arm into your leg. Push your leg out into your arm. Turn your belly, turn your ribs, turn your chest. Now, can you feel that left buttock engage? Keep the hip on. Inhale, reverse. Notice if you lost the connection into the left hip. Re-engage it. Hip hugs in. Knee stays open towards the middle toes. Breath in. Exhale, sweep down to the mat. Inhale, standing split. Exhale, knee in. Half lift, full breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to prayer. Close your eyes. 3 cycles of breath before we repeat the sequence one more time with some slight add-ons. Close your eyes. You know the sequence now. Mentally rehearse it. What did you learn about yourself as you went through the flow? What do you want to pay attention to? Can you shift it from something conscious that you'll be thinking about to just remembering the feeling? Can you trust the feeling of the body to guide you through it? The feeling of the ground to help you balance and stabilize. The feeling of breath to know your energy. And the thought in your mind, control it. The more the mind bounces from future to past, to criticism and judgment, the less we are available for what we're doing in the present time experience. So full body inhale. Let go the thoughts, exhale. Let's flow. Inhale, chair pose. Right leg lifts. Exhale, figure four, cross and sit. Inhale, mountain, right foot down, left knee lifts. Exhale, kick your left leg forward. A little different this time. Now keep the arms reaching up. Inhale, warrior three. Sweep the left leg back. Let your hips turn slightly open as you get parallel. Roll your right hip back. Close that left hip to the mat. Balance the pressure now. Reach, drive down into the ground. Forward like you're a superhuman. Back with your left heel. Breathe in. Exhale, step back. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse, collect. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Here we go again. Exhale, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Pull with your front heel, slide with your back toes. Keep that right knee back behind the ball mount. Take that moment as soon as the left foot is lifted to draw your awareness straight into the ground. Balancing awareness from the big toe to the pinky to both sides of the ankle bone. Flex your left toes back against the shin. Start to lift the blade of the left foot up. This will counterlever the pelvis into the pose. If your hand went down to the mat, that's okay. Can you make it a little bit lighter? Hug that right hip in. Breathe in. Exhale, step back. Push your arm and your leg into each other. Inhale. Exhale, windmill down to the ground. Right arm tees out. Inhale, twisting lunge. Here's the add-on. Roll to the outer blade of the left foot. Press. Take a breath in. Nice and slow. Feel the ground underneath the left hand and left foot. Start to sweep the right leg back. Side plank or bend the right knee. This could feel so good for flip dog. Keep your hips facing slightly up, but your chest facing the wall. Push through your arms, inhale. Lift up the right leg, pull your knee in towards your chest. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, standing split, left leg floats. Exhale, Jiva squat. Half lift, full breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, left leg lifts. Exhale, figure four. Thigh bones plug back, inhale. Exhale, tilt your pelvis. Inhale, mountain, left foot down, right knee lifts. Exhale, kick your right leg forward, plug the thigh back. Keep the arms reaching. Inhale, warrior three, sweep the right leg back. So you got to feel that lower spine. Don't give up the lower back. If you need, you bend the left knee and lift the tailbone up. Brace your core. Now reach. As the hips turn slightly open in the transition, you roll the left hip back as you arrive at parallel. Now drive from right heel to fingertips. Inhale deep. Exhale, step back, soft landing. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse. Inhale, up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Ardha Chandrasana. Pull with your front heel, slide with your back toes. Hover the right foot. So it's already a lot to just be standing on one leg. There's no need to rush this into parallel. Once you're standing on the left foot, that's a very important moment. Can you connect? Big toe mound, pinky toe mound, both sides of the ankle bone. Then flexing the right toes back, start to lift the blade of the right foot up. The lift of the right leg will counter the pelvis and bring the spine close to parallel. You go relative to the connection on the left foot. Inhale. Exhale, step back, extended side angle. Forearm and left leg press into each other. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Left arm out, inhale, twisting lunge. Roll to the outside edge of your right foot. Flex the right foot back, press down with the right hand and with the pinky blade of your right extended leg. Push so heavy down with the right side of the body that the left leg starts to get light, you can slide it back. Make it slow, deliberate, intentional, controlled. For flip dog, land the ball mound back behind you. The hips can turn slightly open, but keep your chest facing the walls. Breath in. Lift up your left leg. Pull your knee into your armpit or chest. Exhale, step through low lunge. Inhale, standing split. Exhale, Jiva squat. Half lift, full breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Step your left foot way back and then walk your hands to the left so you come into a wide-legged straddle, halfway lifted. Separate the feet as wide as you'd like to go. Inhale, halfway lift your chest, bend your knees, pull your hips back. Walk your hands back so the fingers line up with the toenails. Then bending your elbows, press your hands down and forward. Pull your heels back in opposition, feel the backs of the legs and glutes engage. Find the halfway lift energy in the spine. Breathe. Full. Empty. Let the breath move you. Walk your hands to your feet or peace finger thumb wrap the big toes. Inhale, quarter lift. Pull your elbows wide, draw your shoulders back. Bend your knees to help tilt your pelvis. Think of those thigh bones lifting up and back. Lift through the back of the heart. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Hands under shoulders, halfway lift. Let's cool it down. Exhale, half pigeon pose. Right knee goes out towards the right wrist. Right ankle lines up towards the left hip. Point your toes. Push down lightly through the right shin. Just enough to keep the right glute engaged so that you're not just dumping down into the hip joints. Kick down into the back foot, and like we did in up dog, can you balance the pressure between the back big toenail and roll it evenly with the left pinky toenail? Sleep your pigeon forward. As you sleep the pigeon though, take your elbows, Firm your hips down, then try to crawl your spine away from the hips, maybe a little side to side. Rest your forehead onto the mat. Fill your body with breath. Let it go. Full. Empty. Walk up into an upright position. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, half pigeon. Left knee opens towards the outer left wrist. Scoot the right thigh back. Get onto your toenails. A little downward force through the left shin rebounds a little upward lift in the hips so that the pelvis isn't just kind of resting and rolling. Watch the pressure on the back foot. Can you go from big toenail, roll it evenly to the pinky toenail, and then breathe consciously full. And empty. Full. And empty. Walk your hands forward, lower your chest. As you sleep your pigeon, crawl, wiggle the spine left and right. Try to crawl the spine and rib cage out of your hips. And then take those elbows wider than you might think until walking them farther does not give you any more relief. But a lot of times we tend to hold the body a little more upright than needed, and that allows us to feel tension in the neck, the shoulders, and the upper back. It becomes such a way of life, we almost seek it. It's a normal thing to feel for us. And so we try to look and uncover what we've normalized, what tiny places are wasting our energy or draining us, what can we let go of. Slowly lift your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, travel all the way down to a seat. Sukhasana or double pigeon. So I'll actually do the left shin first. Left ankle crosses on top of the right thigh. Right shin parallel to the front of your mat. Now, if you're taking double pigeon, super important that you don't allow the ankle to get caught up on the inside where the ankle is going to twist or kind of roll. Okay, if you're taking double pigeon, it probably will make your left knee go higher up, but that's what you want to notice. The ankle hooks on the outside of the thigh. You flex your feet back against your shins and then press the blades of the feet down. This is just like we did in the beginning of practice. It's that pressure of the pinky blade working the left hip to drop the left thigh into the open position. Now, as you press down the pinky blades of both your feet, pull your heels back. Your body's going to posture up a little bit taller. Maybe wiggle side to side. Okay. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. And if you're in Sukhasana, if this is super tight, your knee's up here and your butt's up here, just left shin crosses in front of the right shin, because that's already a place that's opening your hips past your normal range. And that's all we want to work with. What's your relative relationship to these poses? Nothing need be forced. There's no shape you're trying to get into. Say left hand to the outside of the right thigh, right hand on the mat behind your lower back. Lift your spine. Exhale, twist. Lift the spine. Exhale, twist. 1, you're welcome to stay right here in the upright position. Or 2, take the left elbow, bring it to the skin of the right foot. Hands to the prayer position. As you press the elbow back against the sole of the foot, turn your torso, draw your shoulders out of your ears and neck. Breathe. Keep the position of the legs full in. Slowly rise out as you empty. Now take a hold of that left heel. Float your right arm high. Pull up on the right pinky finger. Inhale, reach up and over to the left. You push down on the pinky blade of the left foot. And what that will do is the left foot is going to ground the right thigh, and the right thigh is going to work back and ground the right hip. And as the hips go to ground, now you reach and you can feel that beautiful pull from the pinky finger through the arm, through the armpit to the side of the waist, all the way to the outer hip. Turn your chest. Inhale, slowly rise. Unwind the legs. Dandasana, staff's pose. Hands down by your sides. Bend your knees. Pull back with the palms, start to straighten the legs. Breathe fully in. Empty the breath out. Okay, other side, Sukhasana or double pigeon, either crossing at the middle shins, especially if that right knee lifts super high, or hook the ankle on the outside of the knee. Make sure it doesn't get rolled or caught up. Flex your feet back against your shins. Press the blades of your feet down into the mat. As you press the blades down, you're going to feel that right hip opens the right thigh. Then you pull your heels in towards your body. As the heels pull back, move the thigh bones in. Little wiggle side to side. Lift your spine. Left hand behind the lower back, right hand to the outside of the left foot. Lift your spine. Exhale, twist your spine. 1, you can stay, or 2, start to slide down to the elbow. Bring the elbow to the skin of the left foot. Left hand meets the right. You use the left hand, push through the right forearm, push through your right elbow. Imagine the left hand is pushing through all the way to the skin of the right foot. Use that to turn the chest. Breathe. Inhale, slowly rise. Take the right hand, grab for the sole of the left heel. Left arm goes up. Reach through the left pinky finger. Inhale, reach up and over to the right. Watch that right rib from compressing. Lift, wiggle, wiggle, and go up and over. Turn your chest. Now you use the left foot, press down, or use the right foot. Even if the foot is in Sukhasana, press down into both the blades of the feet. You'll still ground the hips a little. But if you're here, press with the blade of the right foot, ground the left thigh, ground the left hip. Now, pull out of the length of the spine. Inhale, rise through center. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. Dandasana, staff's pose. Take your hands back about 6 to 8 inches behind you. Point your toes forward. Now, push into your hands. Draw the shoulders down, lift your chest. Press down into your heels. Pull the heels back, lift your hips. Try pushing the heels down and pulling back until the backs of the legs engage. Can you bring the big toes to touch the mat? Watch the spine from concaving down. Push and lift your chest. Take your breath, flex your quads, and then exhale, have a seat. Arms go up, bend the knees, wiggle back. Exhale, tilt your pelvis. Pause, hover the chest just over the thigh. Little wiggle side to side. Try to crawl the rib cage as if one day you could bring your navel over your big toes. We don't attach to ever getting anywhere, but simply go in a direction and put everything we have into the journey, into the present time experience. Maybe you reach past the feet. 5 of the deepest breaths you've taken all day. Full. Empty. Full. Empty. Inhale, slowly rise. Scoot forward. Come all the way down onto your back. From the back, Gomukhasana. Right knee wraps over the left knee. Grab for the bottoms of the heels. Wiggle the hip side to side. That should feel so nice. Press your right thigh forward into your left thigh. And then wrap twist. Keep the wrap of the legs. Use your left foot down on the mat to lift the hips. Let your knees fall to the left. Lift the hips, so that your right hip stacks directly over your left hip, so that the shoulder blades can be flush to the mat. Let's favor the shoulders down over the knees down. Turn your head to the left, and then push the right shoulder blade into the mat gently. And just breathe into the right side of your neck, right side chest. Squeeze your thighs a little, maybe wiggle the hips. Come back to center. Other side, left knee loops over the right thigh. Grab for the bottoms of the heels, flex your toes back. Send the thighs forward, pull with your hands. Breath in. Let it go. Slowly use that right foot down on the mat. Lift your hips. Keep the wrap for a wrapped twist. As the knees fall to the right, scooch the hips. Anchor down both shoulders and shoulder blades. Turn your head to the right. As you turn your head to the right, pin the left shoulder blade to the mat. Wiggle the hips, squeeze your thighs, and breathe super deep. Come back to center. Progressions into happy baby. No rush to get anywhere. Focus to the relative, which means to the degree the buttocks can stay firm to the mat, grab a hold of the shins and pull. So it's to the degree the buttocks is down, there's a little lift at the lower back. Ground your rib cage, your shoulders, and the back of the head to the mat. Now, keeping those points fixated on the ground, slowly maybe walk your hands towards your shins, up towards the ankles. If at any point the shoulders of the buttocks lift, then you know you walked past the threshold. Dial it back. Do your best to anchor down and then start to explore whether you can go deeper. The only absolute is that it's all relative. Grab for the pinky blades, pull with your arms, pull with your spine, rock out side to side. Hug your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins, squeeze your forehead into your knees, give yourself a lot of love, big hug, breathe in. Final, Shavasana. Whew. As you come down to the mat, take your legs and just start to rotate them so that the toes turn in and the toes turn out. Let the thigh bones spin both directions. Wiggle your chest, open your heart, open your arms, open your breath. If you wear your hair tied up in a ponytail or a bun, remove the band, massage out your scalp. Just take some of the tension that we hold off. Rotate your head side to side. Find the length on the back of the neck, and then ultimately slow the wiggles down into complete stillness. And just allow full body inhale now, just the breath. Let your body fade into the mat. Gentle full inhale. Relax what's not necessary. Empty the breath. And no longer controlling the breath, just allow yourself a moment to completely let go. Stay for a few more moments if you have it in Shavasana. And then we move the body. We engage the muscles in our legs and in our hips. We take conscious control over movement, something that we normally just allow in autopilot to just kind of happen. We are a very upper body dominant society. Most of everything we do happens above the waist, the hands and the face. The legs are kind of just these clunky things that get us from point A to point B. But there's so much intelligence in your feet, creation happens in your hips. And so the more rooted and connected you can be into your feet, into your hips, the more whole you'll feel, the more connected to both yourself and the world around you. So to take this practice off the mat when you're walking throughout the day, think about the action of your pelvis, the feeling of your lower back, and take some time to slow down some of your movements and feel the ground underneath the skin of your feet. Feel the connection to the earth underneath you. Let that connection be your ultimate teacher. Thank you so much for joining me. Have an amazing rest of your day. Namaste.